Brightness up so you can actually see me. Take my glasses off so I can see myself. In this video, I am going to be talking about the potential opportunities that will be coming from this this crisis that we are going through at the moment. So the C virus, if we're allowed to even mention it on YouTube. I'm going to be talking about what we can do as photographers if we can generate business from this, if we can find business opportunities in a situation like this, and how to make the most out of the situation. So trying to think of positive, motivational things going on here. I've been watching a few webinars today regarding how to ride out this, and I think some of the webinars, the scripts that the people were talking from were maybe written a week ago. Things have changed since a week ago. They were talking about, oh, this is a black swan event. I like that phrase. That's a good one. And that the guy had a fantastic, one of the webinars I was watching had a great quote saying, you can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf. And I was like, that's a great quote. When you're dealing with just normal stuff. With waves are great, even big waves. Learning to surf on big waves, I'm all for that. If it's the case of oh, there's a legislation changed here, or there's a rule changed here, or there's a copyright issue here, that's a wave. This isn't a wave, what we're going through. This is a full-blown tsunami that we're having to deal with at the moment. So is there any opportunity for us as photographers, and in my specific profession of property photography, real estate photography, is there any opportunities for finding something, progressing ourselves, developing ourselves, and developing a business in this dark time? So again, I'm going to try and repeat some things which I've been learning through the motivational webinars I was watching today. And the idea, one of the things that they were talking about is that if this is the mental phrase, it's like, if we survive this, you as a survivor will be on the top pile of getting extra work. It's like, oh, that's a tough thought. Yeah. So you've got to survive it to get work in the future. Certainly in the UK, they're talking about, oh yeah, there could be like a 12-week close down of everything. So if you can survive 12 weeks, hopefully you've got some savings somewhere. But don't be going out buying a brand new lens or a new camera or a new laptop or a new iPad in the next wee while for this. Yeah, if you can survive this and you haven't sold all your camera gear secondhand, you might have the opportunity to be a surviving photographer in these tough situations. So that was one of the things that they were trying to say. Oh, I see people are leaving comments already. I will respond to them in a minute after I've gone through my speech. I've really had an interest in photography as such, but have enjoyed taking pictures in the past, but have never done it properly. Cool. We'll talk about that later in a minute. So yeah, in the past, certainly photographers, the older generation, I wouldn't even say the older generation, the more stubborn generation, I'll say, of photographers, have been ones that are like, I just take photos. I don't want to do new things. I don't want to create. I don't want to learn video. Oh, why is my camera taking video? and have been mumpy about that. And I get that. You know, some people just want a camera that takes photos. They don't want their camera companies investing money in video abilities and all that kind of stuff. That's fine. I get it. But as a surviving professional working photographer, we not only need to show our creativity and our ingenuity in a situation like this, we need to prove ourselves that we can actually do stuff like this for our clients. So photos are great. Videos are probably going to be required more. Again, if we're talking about my property photography experience, currently, like tomorrow, I have got well, I've got 4 houses to shoot, but one house for sale. The owner has specifically asked that we get a property video of the property. I'm like, yeah, cool, no problem. I've done property videos for a long time. I can get that, not a problem. However, things may be changing in the way that we do property videos. So there's the marketing video, which is great. That makes it look fantastic. Slow pans, like ups and downs, and rolling around the room, nice and smooth transitions. Looks fantastic. That may be, okay, this is a weird thing, that may be too high end for the clientele that we might be dealing with, and potentially the volume that we're going to be dealing with as well. The reason why I say too high end is certainly in the UK, there is law regarding property misdescriptions or the Consumer Protection from Unfair Trading Regulation, the CPR is what it's called, Consumer Protection Regulations, where you're not allowed to mislead customers. Cool, happy with that. But you're also not allowed to mislead through omission as well. So that's where if you did a property video and you only showed the good bits of a house, you're potentially misleading somebody who maybe can't view a property. Maybe they're 70 years old and they're not allowed to, social distancing that we're saying in the UK at the moment. We're not allowed to actually get close to other people in case we pass on the virus. So these professional videos where you only show the good bit, and again in the UK we're talking about houses of all value, so not just your £1 million penthouse. We're talking about your average listing, you know, your £150,000 studio flat or your student dive. So there may be the potential that we need to actually this sounds strange, we need to lower our, not necessarily our quality, our quality of work, to do it to the point where we can get it out fast enough for the clients, for the viewers, but also so that we're not misleading anyone through falsely making a property look better than what it actually is. So again, with the CPRs, we've got to show it how it is, including flickering light bulbs to creaky floors. Because again, a lot of the videos I'll overlay music on it, and it will be a silent video but with music on it, timed. The cuts of the video will be timed and all that kind of stuff, and that hides all manners of sins of many properties, from the creaky floor to the room where there's a stain on the ceiling, to the stains on the carpet kind of stuff. We need to actually know if we are going to have to be doing full-on virtual viewings. We need to almost be showing every aspect of a property, not only the good, but also the negative parts of a property, which to other photographers, to other real estate agents in the UK, that is mind-blowing. It's like, what are you on about? Why on earth would we show things which might put somebody off a property? The fact is, at the moment, if we have somebody booking a viewing, come out to the property, and then as they get there, they suddenly realize, hold on, the floor is creaky as anything, and there's a crack in the ceiling in the corner of a room that looks like it might be a damp spot. Oh, I'm not interested in it now. Not only have you wasted your time, you've wasted the viewers' time. Potentially, if there was tenants in there, you've wasted their time. And now with this virus issue, you're potentially endangering hundreds of people. By if you're ill or your kids are ill and you maybe have them cough on you and then you go show somebody around a house and then they touch things, we've got to think like we are literally having to avoid killing people when we show people around houses. Mental. So when somebody says, oh, I don't want you to show that negative aspect of a house, I'm going, I need to, so that we don't kill people. That's where it's got now. That's how crazy it is. I'll get into questions in a minute. Are people asking for 4K video? I'll get into that. And hello from Belfast. Belfast, your property photography out there is getting better. I don't know if you're a property photographer, but your standards are definitely getting better. However, what will happen during this crisis, anybody can guess. So that's one thing I was saying. As a photographer, and so generally not necessarily about video, but as a photographer, we need to expand our abilities, so that we are able to provide video features that agents can incorporate into their website. Additionally, it may be because at the moment the rules that we're getting sent to us are so not necessarily strict, but they are getting very tight on what we're allowed to do. The company I work for, they're just saying we are not doing viewings unless absolutely essential or non. You know, if it's just somebody like, hey, I just want to see a couple of properties, we're like, we're not doing it, and we're only doing it in properties which are empty. And even then, what we're doing is we're unlocking the door, getting out of the way, letting the viewers go into the property. As they come out, we're sending them an email going, tell me what you think. We're not even interacting with them. And when they leave, we go back in and we're wiping down like the light switches and everything inside a property. It's mental just now. And all this has just happened in like the last week and a half. Mind blowing. So trying to figure out processes of how to keep businesses going and promote ourselves as photographers is a fast moving business. So everything I'm saying here may change in a week's time. So this may be all total nonsense. There may be no business whatsoever. So first thing I would say, start promoting the ability to do videos. Promote the idea, if it's possible, to do, the other thing I talk about is doing virtual viewings. So instead of somebody unlocking the door, letting people walk in and all that stuff, the idea of doing virtual viewings, again, a lot of people are walking around with like an iPad or a Google tablet or something like that. And the video you get from that's pretty rubbish. There's options of getting little lenses that you can put on your iPad to give a slightly wider angle lens. There is a new the GoPro Hero 7 and the Hero 8 have a live streaming option, where I think that would be quite good because that's an ultra wide angle. And with the Hero 7 Black and the Hero 8, you've got image stabilization. So instead, again, somebody with an iPad walking around looks crap, sounds crap video. But if you've got the high quality of a ultra wide angle lens that you get on the GoPro, and you can live stream that to your phone, which you can or you can stream that to your phone to then live stream it to either a potential viewer or a landlord or an investor, and you can talk to them there and then. I haven't done it myself. I need to figure that out. I don't know it myself, but I know there is that option there. And that's what I'm going to be promoting to my company. Then that might be something pretty good. Regarding, somebody just said, what about 360 cameras? I don't know if there's any 360 camera. Maybe the GoPro 360, the GoPro Max, whatever it is. I think that one might have live streaming to your phone, which then you can, as you're showing it around, you can have that sent to someone. I don't know the logistics of it, because you'd have to make sure that the other person on the other side has the same software to view it. I think. I don't know if it goes live streaming and then you can just do it through like a Facebook Messenger app and all that. There's There's tech out there, but how it's all integrated, I'm not too sure. I'm needing to figure this out at the moment as well. 360 cameras for live streaming video, I sounds great, because then you can be looking at the agent as he walks around, and if there's an ability, they'll be holding the camera there, probably their iPad there. So as they walk around, if you can type in the questions or even FaceTime them back, they can say, "Oh, can you tell us what kind of cooker it is?" You can go around and go, "Oh yes, it's a nice Smeg cooker or fridge or whatever Smeg is." And then, "Oh yeah, can you show me the bathroom? And can you show me what kind of shower head it is?" "Oh yeah, okay, that's the kind of shower head it is." "Oh yeah, okay, cool." And then they get a good representation. The only thing is with a 360 video, that I think uses up a lot of bandwidth for mobile data. So that might be a bit of a tricky one. In fact, I think all of these use a lot of mobile data. So again, a lot of companies may have their agents on a minimum data package that they don't want to go over. So that's another aspect which, when promoting these ideas, ask their HR department, their IT department, wherever it is, what is their data usage per agent, or is it a company unlimited thing that they've got, just so that you're aware of, say, "Hey, I've got this great idea," and they go, "Oh, I did it, and I got halfway through a property, and then I ran out of data, and I can't do it anymore. What a waste of time." So try and make sure you cover that. In terms of professional looking photography, I think that's good to get somebody interested, but if we're now not actually allowed to take people into properties, we need to do this virtual, either if it's young people, let them in, walk around, communicate to them remotely or at a social distance. What did you think of the property? Which is going to be difficult. Like if they're walking around, like going, "So what's the parking rate like around here?" And you're in the agent outside, kind of going, "The parking around here, yes, it's disabled only." And they're like, "Oh right, okay, hold on, just walk around." But it's just going to be a whole new world that we have to deal with. So that's what I'm kind of thinking here. But the thing is, if you are somebody who is already working with an agency or with some companies here, there are opportunities to still do work and promote creative ideas that let's say when we survive this, they'll go back and look at you going, "This was a guy with a plan. This was the guy that had ideas. This is the guy that was on the forefront of technology. And the only reason it didn't work is because we didn't have the processes in place, but he knew what could do." So that's what I'm trying to do just now myself, to do that. So yeah, having ideas and plans are what people want to hear. Whether they can fulfill that plan or complete that idea doesn't matter. As long as they know that you had the plans and the ideas, that's what will get you work in the future. Think about that. You don't need to fulfill the plans, as long as you know, or they know that you had the plans, then you're going to do well. Okay, let's read some of the comments I've got coming in. Thank you very much. Hello there, just came across your YouTube channel yesterday. Thanks, Callum. I've strong interested in property and not sure how to get into it. You're getting into it in the wrong time, whether that be photography, selling, or buying. I think you might be in a process of buying just now. The market most likely is going to be going down the way. Properties are definitely going to get cheaper. Some of the properties I've shopped in the last few days, the owners are like, "We need to get this on now." The agents that are dealing with it are going, "Nobody's buying. Nobody wants to buy. Even if they're desperate to buy, it's now so cheap to stay in a hotel that they'd probably rather stay in a hotel for a month, 2 months, while your property drops value by £10,000 per month." And the only people selling just now are the people that need to sell, so they'll be dropping their prices hard and fast. So it's going to be a tricky market. So going to be tough. But yeah, if you've got cash hold on to that. 6 months' time, 8 months' time, properties are going to be about half the price what they are just now. And if you've got cash to buy then, buy. Okay, cool. So next question. Good evening from Belfast. Hello, Jeremy Vids. The world will be a mess after this virus. The world is a mess with this virus. After this virus. So somebody was saying that, oh, China's doing fine now. I think it's all a conspiracy. I don't think China's even suffered from this virus whatsoever. China's considered the builder, the maker of pretty much everything in the world. If the economy tanks in America, in Europe and all that stuff, it means all the people here aren't buying things which are potentially made in China itself. Nobody's going to be going out and buying an iPad or a new iPhone for £1,000+ when they kind of go, that could be my rent for 2 months if this happens ever again. Everyone's going to be seriously saving their cash and not spending any money. So there's going to be a massive drop on the demand of things to be made. And so China, their demand just now may be like, hey, it's still the same as what it was last month, fine. China's going to be absolutely destroyed by this as well, because they're kind of going, hey, we're in a backlog, catch up with the stuff that we've already ordered. After that, nobody's buying anything in America or Europe or anywhere. So China's then going to have a lot less work. I would say 50% less production required there. So yeah, the whole world is going to be a mess. Anybody that thinks that China is like, oh, they've recovered from it and their stock market hasn't crashed or anything like that, it's like, don't believe that. Give it time. Things are still going to be a bit tricky for them. Okay, so have never photographed property, but I do notice some shocking pictures on local sites. So yes, that is something which I've been training non-photographers to do property photography for this company that's going to be spreading out throughout the UK. And some people get it. Some people can figure out the mechanics of a camera. So if you scroll that bit, you change the aperture, you scroll that one, you change the ISO, you press that button, you turn off the live view. You know, some people get that, but then you ask them, okay, take a photo from straight on so it's nice and level so we don't have any converging verticals. They go, okay, and point down the way. You're like, that's not what I said. And then you'll have other people that cannot do the buttons, but they'll look at a photo and go, I don't like it, I don't like it, I don't like it. I don't know why I don't like it. I don't like it, I need to change it. So they just can't get the technical parts, but they get the artistic parts. And then also at the same time, we're training them to do floor plans as well. And we're just kind of going this side, do a floor plan. It's taking hours to do basic floor plans. So it's something I've really appreciated how much photography and floor plans and the creative eye after years of photography, of property photography, isn't something you can teach in a 5-hour training session. So there's going to be a lot of continuous education that I'm going to be doing with these people that are joining this company. Yeah, so the ones from the local sites, again, a lot of people go along with point and shoots with their phone. And a lot of people are saying, like, I can get a wide angle that I can put my iPhone and take a photo. My iPhone already takes wide photos. I'm like, okay, we need to learn how to use flash, and we need to learn how to position ourselves. And we need to know how to orientate the camera. Then we need to know how to edit. We need to know how to use Lightroom. Okay, we need to know how to download Lightroom. Okay, you need a computer. And they're like, oh, wow. And so there's so much learning, which a lot of people that are at the age of doing photography, doing property stuff, they're not interested in photography. They're interested in buying and selling houses, and photography was their last thing. But to get a photographer costs £150 per house. They might kind of go, that's too much, I'll do that myself. Or I'll pay the £25 for the blue skying of an external of a house, that'll do. And that's why so many listings look terrible once you actually go past the first photo. So yeah, a lot of local sites are absolutely shocking, both in the UK and Belfast. That's still the UK, sorry. Okay, so Graham, where was it? Good evening from Fife. Well done, Fife. Are you surviving? You're the kingdom of Fife. You are probably going to be the first people that are cut off from the rest of the country. But that's no bad thing for the rest of the country. Okay, so has anyone here experienced COVID symptoms yet? So Jeremy was asking if anybody's experienced any COVID-19 symptoms. I certainly haven't. My children haven't. Quite a lot of kids have been taken off school. 2 families in my street are quarantined. But again, in the UK, we're not having the tests to find out if they actually have it. But if they think you have it, or you have a cold or a sniffle, you're not allowed to go for work for 14 days. So a bit of a chaos going on over here. Has anyone, okay, are property sales not expected to tank? Yes, they are. Like, down. So property sales and rental are going to go down. All international, like a lot of the property market here is boosted by international students, international markets, international landlords. If they've lost, and a lot of the landlords are people that have got money from investments in the stock market, stock market's crashed. So what you've seen on the stock market, expect to see that in the property market, but for longer, I think. The stock market, certainly in the UK, it was around about, for example, the FTSE 100 was around about 7,200. It's gone down to below 5,000. I think like today it got down to 4,800. And that's just in the space of a week. Property takes a lot longer, but you've got to think people have lost instantly 1/3 of their portfolio value of money that they've got from dividends or whatever. They're not going to be getting, no company is going to be giving any dividends this year. So anybody that high-end landlords that have got huge amounts of money in dividends and in dividend-producing companies, stocks and shares, that's not happening. So they're going to be like, oh, we need to sell our house. So it's only going to be the desperate people that are selling at this moment. Again, in the UK, we've had so much uncertainty with Brexit that's generally lowered the demand of properties, certainly from international buyers and renters. So that was already hurting the sales market. And then with this, because everyone's lost money, everyone's losing work, everyone, when they do get work back again, they're going to be saving their money, not wanting to spend money on a property and pay high taxes to get new property. It's going to be a long time until we ever see the prices that we had, even just last year. So yeah, it's going to tank hard. But as photographers, if we can show that we have a plan, that we have a process, that we have creative ideas, and that we can help property companies, sales and rental companies to continue during this tricky situation. Tricky situation. That's what it's a tricky situation. COVID-19, world economic disaster, tricky situation. Let's not call it that. Let's be realistic. Then if we can survive this, and if we can promote ourselves to clients as somebody with a plan, with creative ideas, potentially we'll have work in the future. Maybe, fingers crossed. Terrifying. I'm worried about bandwidth. Yeah, I'd be worried about bandwidth with 360 videos. I don't know if it's a great idea. There is tech out there that can do it. And it's not just our bandwidth as the person with the camera streaming it to your iPad, but then mobiling it to a client. The client's also going to have an iPad or a phone streaming that to them, that if they're not in a Wi-Fi situation and they're trying to do that, they might get cut off. So I think the live streaming, unless it's done in a very bandwidth economic way, is an idea that we want to promote, but it may be something which doesn't actually work in our current situation, in our current technological level, or certainly people's mobile phone data plan level that we've got to cater for. If there's a way to, is there any way to do it where it doesn't use mobile data? Everything uses mobile data if you're on your phone and you're not on a Wi-Fi thing. So that's not really possible. So the other thing is to do the videos at the property email the videos to the people, the viewers, or the investor landlords after you've been there, and so they can watch it at home. That's the only other thing I can think of. But yeah, it is good to know. Be prepared for the idea of like, here's my idea, but yeah, at the same time, bandwidth is definitely a thing with 360 videos. Issue is, our property just went onto the market a week ago. Oh, Callum. We've had one viewer so far. They're considering it and planning a second viewing. Not sure whether to wait and buy something or wait and buy. Super wait. Don't buy anything until the first person has bought your house, and then you're effectively what's called a cash buyer when you go to do anything. If it gets to the point where you need to move everything out, rent a property for 6 months, 8 months, a year, rental prices are going to go down, sales prices are going to go down. If that person buys your house just now, that's like winning the lottery. Fingers crossed that goes ahead. And if it goes ahead, don't buy anything just now. Give it a couple of months, see where things are going, and put in a massive under offer for wherever you want to go for. So yeah, fingers crossed they buy your stuff. By the way, I bought your ebook back in the day. Oh, nice. And it was incredibly useful. So thanks, Jeremy. That was a long time ago. It was a long time ago, but I think it's still advertised on every one of my videos I put on YouTube. There's a link. It's like a blurb photo book thing. Sure, I should check it in case blurb isn't there anymore. Better check that. You think 6 months from now will be the bottom? I've been looking at getting a flat in Edinburgh for some time. 6 months from now will be the bottom. Do I think 6 months from now will be the bottom of the property market? The optimist in me says that will be the bottom and it will bounce. Yeah, bounce straight back up. That's the optimist in me. The realist in me thinks 6 months. Nope. I'm going to 8 months a year. It really kind of depends on if this virus issue, how quickly that clears up. At the moment, there's no sign of it clearing up. It's going exponentially up. I reckon in the next 10 days, we're going to be at 1 million people infected, or actually diagnosed infected with it. In the UK, we're at about 2,000 people. Our chief scientific officer just said the other day that we think it could be, for every one person that is officially diagnosed, we think there could be 20 other people. Right. So like the UK has really screwed itself. Sorry, I'm trying to be positive, but it has. Although I'm trying to be positive, you've got to be realistic. The UK has absolutely banjoed itself with not doing enough at all. I was at, so the house I was shooting at today, there was a student in there, lovely student from Hungary, beautiful tenant. She was very nice, very well spoken, studying marketing and social media. I'm like, no job there in the future. From Hungary. She was saying Hungary just now is in full lockdown. She said she didn't like the Hungarian government in the past because they're so draconian, terrible. But she's saying now, she's like, the Hungarian government has actually done a total solid one here because they've closed down all of Hungary. There's like 50,000 people at the border trying to not just get into Hungary, but get through Hungary to get to other places. They're like, you're not even getting in. And Hungary, listen to this, Hungary has 54 people infected. Not dead, not dying, just 54 people infected. The UK has 2,000. We haven't really closed anything. And we've got like 150 people dead. Kind of like going, maybe don't go to the pub. So if you think we are, it was 2,000 compared to 50. If it was 100, that'd be 20, 40 times more than Hungary in terms of the number of people officially detected as having it, and we haven't done anything. So in terms of how long the property market will last, depends on how long this virus is going to last. If it kills itself by summertime, maybe 6 months after that. I think that's what I think. I think 6 months after we've got confirmation that the number of cases are reducing, I think will be the time that we might see activity back in the market. So if they're saying 12 weeks from now, think another 6 months after that. But that doesn't mean there's going to be no work during that time. There's still potentially work. There's still some houses being sold, some tenants moving out, some landlords moving in. There's some maintenance work getting on, insurance jobs going on. But in terms of the value of the market, is it going to go down, 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 down? So kind of just be prepared for 6 months onwards from the time that we finally start saying there's a reduction in the number of people either being diagnosed with it or dying from it. But either way, at the moment, the trajectory is just vertical almost. So yeah, not the best news. Jeremy says, I'm self-isolating as I have you've got pre-existing conditions. Had a worrying day today, however. That's maybe just paranoia setting in. Here's another one for me. A friend of mine, heart attack yesterday. Fairly healthy person. Not like diabetes, not like overweight, not a smoker. Generally, possibly OCD about other things, like, but good things like make sure they pay the bills. So generally slightly stressed kind of person. But then the stress of this on top of everything made them have a heart attack. They've had to go into hospital. They're about 70 years old. They're now in a hospital in Belfast, in fact. And the hospital is probably the last place you want to be just now. So if you are stressing at all, I should say this. Yesterday, I've got some medication for my bad back. I'm not allowed to take anti-inflammatories because that's not good for me. So I've got diazepam. 2 milligrams of diazepam. Boom. Didn't have any muscle spasms, but also felt great for the rest of the day. I'm not advising taking drugs. But if you've got stress on you, it is an anti-anxiety thing. 2 milligrams for a whole day, 24 hours. Feeling good. Anyway, I'll not get myself banned off YouTube for mentioning medication. So yeah, you think 6 months from now, Jeremy, you're isolating. Boohoo. Hello from California. Oh, hello, California. I hear some of you are on lockdown as well. That's a bit mental. Wash your hands. To happy birthday, everything will be okay. So the government says, yes. So that's the mental thing, is that other countries locked down, other countries no transport, no social gathering, no going down to the beach, no going into the swimming pool, no going to the gyms, everything in lockdown. But only like in Hungary, what was it in Hungary? All shops are closing at 2 p.m. So no more going to the shops after 2 p.m. You're not allowed outside with children in case they touch things. And that's only 54 cases, not even deaths, just 54 cases. Our government are like, don't go to the pub and wash your hands to happy birthday. Sing it twice and your hands will be nice and clean. You're like going, but the virus is droplet based. It may not be aerosol based, but it's droplet based. So if it's not our hands, that doesn't really do that much. So yeah, it's a bit mental. We were told to, like, actually, I think from next week on, if I still have work, to be wearing like some gloves, some latex gloves as I go into properties, turning on light switch, opening door handles. Partly because for me, I've got a kid in nursery and I've got a kid in school. kid in nursery, four kids were sent home the other day because they all had a fever. My kid's fine. I pick up my kid, hey, cuddle, all absolutely good. Pick up my other kid from after school club. He's been at school with like 500 kids. And then after school club, rolling around in mud and all that stuff. Maybe the mud saves them from all that kind of stuff. Again, they're not ill, but you can be asymptomatic of this as well. So I could be carrying it. It could be all over me, but I'm not affected. And I could be going to somebody's house, opening the door handle, and a droplet from somewhere drips on something. And then the next viewer of a property could be a 70-year-old lady. Tomorrow, I'm meeting a 70-year-old lady where I'm meant to be shooting her house. And it's her house where she's got a tenant in. Oh, I'm slightly nervous of the shoot. So I said, can you just leave the keys at the front door? I'll let myself in. She's like, oh, let the tenant know as well. I was like, so it's not your house. It's not right. So I need to advise you that I may be carrying a disease. Could you advise your tenant that I may be carrying a disease? Okay, I'll be coming with sprays. So camera bag, lenses, flashes, 2 bottles of antibacterial spray. Not antibacterial, was it? Like alcohol spray. Spray. It's like, why are all the photos all shiny, Dawn? Because like I sprayed everything. So yeah, it's mental. Jeremy, you're saying you're on 20 milligrams of diazepam? That's huge. Okay, I can see why. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for today, but there's some ideas of how to survive as a photographer. Cheers. Bye-bye.